Please give a round of applause for a man who gives a lot back to our community, Jim Mattress Mac McIngvale.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank the Texas Tea Party Patriots PAC, most especially Suzanne and Julie and all their staff for putting on this wonderful event. Let's give them a big round of applause. I want to thank all the speakers for coming out here tonight. They've been wonderful. And most of all, we want to thank all the great people of Houston, of the Woodlands, and of Texas that are attending here tonight. Give yourself a big round of applause. Please remember to support the Texas Tea Party PAC by buying the T-shirts in the back, by buying the books from Laura, and supporting with money any way you can, because it does take money to run an organization this type. And we're in for the fight of our lives on November 2nd, and we're going to win. Part of the problem we face in 2010 started back in the 1960s with a well-intended government program called the War on Poverty. Well, folks, that war has been lost. There are more poor people in the United States in 2010 than there were in 1970. Obviously, the government-run war on poverty approach is not working. Government has provided too many handouts when what we need is to provide our great citizens with a hand up and teach them how to work hard and be industrious. So that all of our citizens could enjoy the fruits of the great free enterprise system. You know, proverbs are very true. If you give a man a fish, you can feed him for a day. You teach him how to fish, you'll feed him for a lifetime. Former President Calvin Coolidge said almost a century ago, nothing succeeds like persistence. He was right then, and that sentiment still works today. We need to focus on the American tradition of we can do it versus poor baby, you've got too many obstacles to overcome, don't even try. On November the 2nd, we're going to send the entire country a message that we can and we will overcome our current problems, and through the power of the American people and the world's greatest free enterprise system, we are going to get America back on track starting November the 2nd. Americans don't want to be governed from the left or the right. They want to live like the Founding Fathers, to largely govern themselves with Washington in only a supporting role, but not a dominant role. The Tea Party movement today is an updated expression of that same sentiment our Founding Fathers held centuries ago. Whose judgment do you trust? A career politician or the judgment of the American people? I was at a retail seminar yesterday and today in Dallas, sponsored by the Center for Retailing Studies at Texas A&M University. We got some Aggies here. One of the speakers was a marketing executive from Walmart. He retold a story that I had read earlier this week in the Wall Street Journal. It seems there's a new phenomenon at Walmart stores all across the country. It seems on the last day of the month, from 11 p.m. to midnight, the parking lot and the stores fill up. Now, to me, that's a very strange hour to go to a retail store. Why are all these people in Walmarts all across the country at midnight on the last day of the month? Because they are there to buy food, baby formula, diapers, etc. at midnight, because their government voucher credit cards fill up at midnight. The war on poverty has failed these people. Is this really the United States, the land of the free, the home of the brave, and the land of opportunity? The call to action for all of us on November 2nd is not just a call to action to help people like you and me here tonight, but to change the course of this country so that the Walmart parking lot will not fill up at 11:30 on the end of the month, but retailers across the country will fill up their parking lots every Saturday during normal hours, because entrepreneurs like you and me are hiring once again, and people are working again, and Americans are getting paychecks again. I used to come to the Woodlands Athletics Center way back in the early 70s for many swimming and diving meets. I remember when there was almost nothing here. It was a prairie land. And then one great entrepreneur named George Mitchell had a vision. And out of that vision came all these people living in this great area called the Woodlands, this wonderful place to live and raise and work and raise a family, and all these jobs. That is the power of the free enterprise system. We don't need a war on poverty. We need a war on unemployment. I was speaking to an Army general the other day, and he said the things that scares him the most, more than Muslim terrorists or the Chinese, is the deficit. It has to stop. We must save the country our forefathers and the greatest generation handed over to us. I spoke to a wonderful group of World War II veterans at a church here in the Woodlands on September 11th. A local school teacher from Conroe named Brenda Bauer had an idea to fly these veterans from Houston Intercontinental Airport to Washington, D.C., so all these World War II veterans who had sacrificed so much could visit in their lifetime the World War II Memorial. Private citizens like Brenda and her crew arranged not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 giant plane loads of veterans to fly from Houston to Washington, D.C. and visit the World War II Memorial. Those men and women who fought and died and bled for us, and those World War II veterans we celebrated on 9/11 this past year, they believed in individual freedom. They believed in the free enterprise system. I had an elderly gentleman in my store just the other day. We were talking about the current state of affairs and about patriotism. He was in a wheelchair. He said, "I gave my 2 legs in World War II for this country." And he looked me in the eye and said, "I'd do it all over again." This is our obligation, to turn out to vote, and like Paul said, bring 5 friends with us on November 2nd, so that the efforts and sacrifices of so many great Americans to preserve freedom and the free enterprise system do not go in vain. The question for all of us on November 2nd is this: if not me, who? If not now, when? If not together, how? Together we can win on November 2nd. Let's go do it. Thank you.